So in this video, I'm going to talk about how I run my 360 camera on my kayak all day without changing batteries in all weather. I just recently got a case from Don over there at 3BR Powersports. I've been using his cases on my GoPros for years. And on the kayak, I decided to try to run a 360 camera. And running that all day in the weather, he now has a case for it. Anyone who runs any action cameras beyond a solo battery capability knows you have to run an external source. In order to do that in the weather, you need a case to do that. And I've been using the 3BR Powersports cases for years, and they work great. And if you want to see the videos I've done on my GoPro cases, I'll put a link right up there. In this one, I'll talk about the 360 and the case that I'm using on it. I'll do a water test and you'll see that coming up. So remember, you like this video, give me that thumbs up. You want to see me, you want to see me more. You want to see more of me. You want to see more, like it. Smash that subscribe button down there, tight lines. See you in the water. So today I received my case from 3BR Powersports for my Insta 360 X4. And so you will see what comes in the box, and I will install it on the Insta 360 X4. I opted for the 66-inch cable. I always go long on these. I've gotten the short ones, and I've always ended up with wanting to get the long ones. And so so we got an Allen key, a screw, and a washer, the power cable, and here is the case, user guide. Now it says not waterproof, do not submerge underwater. So it's not for underwater. There's a case you can get for these 360s, and I have done that. I've done some, and you could actually, I have taken my 360 and dunked it, you know, as it came. And so while it says not waterproof, it is really water resistant. And so, all right, let's see what we got. Billet aluminum, some nice stainless hardware, and looks like it's got some cold shoes. 1, 2, 3 cold shoes. Wow, very nice. So, and it's got some labeling on the side here. It tells you right there, X power for the X4. 3BR Powersports. It's got a spring-loaded lock mechanism. That's kind of cool. That's new. And so on the bottom, looks like you've got some ears like you do on your GoPros. And it's also got a 1/4-20 threaded screw right there. And another 1/4-20 right there on the side. So you can mount this a couple different ways. That is kind of cool. So it's got some padding there, and padding right there. So the first thing is to let's get this power cord. And so pretty spongy. Now it looks like it's going to go, I guess it can go either way, doesn't matter. Oh, that happens sometimes. So yeah, these are important. I make sure that they stay on all the time. So here's this door is gonna, now this will just pop off. Make sure you don't lose that. And so now self-locking. There it is. So you just got the little icon there for the power right there, and for the Q button for the other menu right there, and battery is totally accessible. So that is totally cool. All right. Well, I say, oh, so there's another 1/4-20 right there. Wow. So you have 4 ways to attach this. You got the ears, 1/4-20 there. You got the 1/4-20 there. 1/4-20 there. So 3 1/4-20s and the ears. And so as far as the Allen wrench and the screw, I imagine that is for doing the ears. Well, this doesn't really go on like it did before. But it does kinda. I guess as long as you can lay it down and not as long as you're not laying it on the lens, that's what really matters. Because when I'm taking this off and then pulling the, getting access to the card, you want to lay it down. You don't want to lay it down on the. All right, so all that's left to do is hook it up to the kayak. So the first thing you'll notice, I don't know if you can see, but it is charging. It's got the little charge symbol right there. And I do have it hooked up onto ship's power. It is raining out here a little bit, but it's only a little bit of rain. Now I think in order to really showcase on how good these cases work, I think we need to give it a pretty good water test. Now, I don't know if you could see, but down there is the connection. This is where I have the 360 plugged into my ship's power, and I will show how that is actually wired into the kayak here in a little bit. Right now we are going to give this thing a water test. First we're going to and it is still charging. So now That is a direct spray right into the lens. It's still recording. Of course, now there's there's water inside this. Yeah, that part I wouldn't recommend. Still charging. Still recording. Still all good. As promised, I'm going to show you how I have this plugged into ship's power on the kayak. Now, this usually resides in the clips I have alongside the kayak, and I pulled them out just so I could show you how this is wired. This is from 3BR Powersports. This is the actual cable end from the case. And so when you buy these plugs, it'll come with this cap, this tap cap. This is just a regular USB plug. And so when you put this on, you got to use the black tape, little zip tie, keeps it secured. And you want to make sure you don't pull it from here. I always wiggle it loose this way because I have pulled these off before and have to reattach them. So I've learned, though. Just make sure you use the zip tie and the black tape and you'll be fine. And so it's just a regular USB. And so this is what's wired into the kayak. It goes into the clips. You could do like a hole in the kayak. I've chosen not to do the hole in the kayak, and I just run the cable through here underneath the seat. And this is where all the power is for the kayak. This is the main battery. This is only for the motor. I don't run electronics off the main battery. Charging port for it. So this is the hull cap for the Oldtown 136, AP136, and some of the other Oldtowns. And so underneath here is where I have the wiring for, this is for my live view. This is for the rear GoPro. This is for the 360 right here. And so that goes into that battery bus down there. And then I have two batteries. I'll see if I could shove this down there. You can see the two batteries, but that goes into, that ties into that battery bus down here. And then I have everything wired through that battery bus. Just the electronics, nothing that has to do with the motor. And then I also have this external charging port, which works really nice. All I have to do is plug into here, plug into here. I have a charging that does both at the same time, and that works great. And that's pretty much how I have it powered right now. Of course, it's a kayak. Anything is subject to change. So, and that's how I have it wired. So in closing, you saw the water test and you saw how I have it hardwired into the kayak. There were other ways to power up these cases. One of the ways I used to do it for my GoPros on my big boat was through a power bank. This is the Anchor 20,000 milliamp power bank. It's got two USB ports. And so I would run two of these plugs. This is from 3BR Powersports as well. I ran two of these off of this battery in a plastic box, and this is like a bulkhead fitting, and it's like a 3/4 inch hole, and so that's how I ran my GoPros through this little plastic box. And securing that box for both GoPros on the big boat was like I got tired of doing that, and I figured out I wanted to run it into the ship's power. And so the way you saw it, how I have it wired through the kayak, is the way I do it on the big boat now, and it works great. And no issues, no problems. It works good. I like it. So it was just easier doing it that way than running it through the box. But if you have just the one camera and you want to run it through a power bank, and you could, certainly, here's the plug from the 360. It'll just plug right into, this port. You could maybe put this in a plastic bag and zip tie it, so no water or moisture hiding under the seat, or in your pocket, depending where you are on your kayak or whatever you're running. And so that's definitely an alternative if you don't have ship's power. So this is just another way of running these cases. So remember, if you got something out of this video, give me that thumbs up. You want to see more like it, smash that subscribe button down there. Tie lines, see you on the water.